One by one, potential jurors are being questioned and dismissed from the Corrine Brown corruption trial as she walked to the courthouse. With day one coming to a close, 21 have already been excused. So far, more than half of the 65 potential jurors said they had heard about the charges against the former congresswoman.
And 8 said they knew at least one person on the list of potential witnesses. Channel 4's Jim Pickett joins us live outside the federal courthouse with a look at the makeup of the jury pool. Jim.
Well, they're still going at this. No juror has been seated at this point. They finished up for today, but they're all going to be back tomorrow. You know, they started with 65 people today. And as you mentioned, they've dismissed 21 of those people so far. And because of that, the jury pool, they're actually going to call in some more people tomorrow to continue questioning so they can come up with a fair jury. Now, they've asked them all types of questions. If they've heard this in the news, if they've had relationships or anything to do with Congresswoman Brown. And a lot of these jurors were aware of the Congresswoman. Some of them, though, weren't dismissed, but some were. Former Congresswoman Corrine Brown leaving court just moments ago as the first day of jury selection wrapped up. Brown usually has a lot to say, but is following court orders not to speak during the trial. These courtroom sketches show Judge Clint. He's overseeing the jury selection and is asking the questions which have also been approved by the attorneys. He introduced the attorneys and the Congresswoman, who only said hello to the group. Judge Clint outlined the charges against Brown that are listed in the federal indictment: conspiracy, mail, and tax fraud, regarding the questionable charity of One Door for Education. And they were told that Brown was indicted for lying on tax returns about charitable contributions. Most questions to the potential jury had to do with those who had been following this case in the news or in social media. 40 people said that they're familiar with the charges against Brown. The judge is also talking to each individual to see if that will have an impact on any court decision. 3 of those being questioned say they've had contact with the former congresswoman. Jurors were also asked about specific witnesses, if they knew them personally. 8 of them had some contact. One potential juror was immediately dismissed because he is an attorney and knows many of those involved. You know, it's just interesting listening to the questions here, as most people said that they were aware of this case, but once it said they couldn't shake that, those were the ones that were dismissed of the 21 that couldn't make that decision, though there was one woman who was also dismissed from the jury because she was a supporter of Congresswoman Brown and said she would always believe that she would be innocent. We're live from the federal courthouse. Jim Pickett, Channel 4, the local station.
The I-Team's Lindsay Gardner was also at the federal courthouse today, and she talked to a former federal prosecutor about the challenges the defense may face when selecting a jury.
The federal district spans about a half a dozen different counties, including counties out west like Baker County, Columbia County. So you can get an awfully rural type of mix on the jury. It tends to be a lot of government retirees because we've got the military installations here. Not too many minorities on that panel because of the broad scope of the selection into various counties.
And today, the I-Team found Corrine Brown sold her Fernandina Beach house days ago for $275,000.